Und hier ist Genesis Tastermann Tony Banks im aktuellen Pop-Interview. Die deutsche Übersetzung der Antworten von Tony und Phil findet ihr in Pop Nummer 2122 auf den Seiten 2 und 3.
Tony Banks, du hast eben dein erstes Soloalbum veröffentlicht. Wolltest du schon immer eine Solo-LP machen oder geschah dies nur, weil du gerade nichts zu tun hattest?
Well, it certainly wasn't because I didn't have anything else to do. I suppose I've been slightly jealous of the fact that both, say, Steve and Pete, since they left the group, have had the opportunity to do albums that have been totally their own thing. And I felt I could do one as well. And, you know, it's a different way of working, really. I've been working with Genesis now for 10 years, and I feel I've always felt I often have a lot of material on albums that doesn't get used. And I just felt it would be nice to sort of to use everything that I've written in the previous year on one album.
Alle drei Mitglieder von Genesis sind gegenwärtig mit Soloprojekten beschäftigt. Auch Mike Rutherford wird ja in Kürze ein Soloalbum herausbringen. Gab es musikalische oder gar persönliche Differenzen zwischen dir, Phil und Mike?
No, I don't think it indicates that at all. But it's rather obvious that if you've got three members of a band, you know, the chances are they are going to all work on solo things at the same time, just because they won't be doing group activities, and there isn't really that much time. There isn't enough time for us to take sort of 2 months for one guy to do it then and 2 months for another guy to do it another time, which in fact is what we would have preferred. I don't think any of us are really very happy about the idea that, well, particularly Mike and I would much prefer to have had our albums separated by a period of months so that there would have been less competition.
Tony, wie sieht die Zukunft von Genesis aus? Wann erscheint das neue Album und wann kommt ihr wieder nach Deutschland?
Well, we start rehearsing for the next album at the beginning of October, and we're hoping, I think, for release in spring next year. The Genesis album. As when we're touring Germany again, I'm not absolutely sure. One of the reasons why we did solo albums this year and things is because we want to spend more time in the studio and less time on the road. More time writing and recording music, things like that. And Doug put me off there. I think it's probably because, well, certainly for Mike and I think studio work and writing is the most important aspect of it, and we wanted to just cut back a little bit on playing live. I mean, like last year we did an awful lot of live playing. But I mean, you know, it doesn't mean we obviously will be back, but quite when, I don't know.
Thank you very much, Tony Banks.
Nach Tony Banks stand uns auch Genesis-Sänger und Schlagzeuger Phil Collins Rede und Antwort.
Phil, Brand X haben eben ihr 4. Album angespielt, an dem du maßgeblich mitbeteiligt bist. Warum spielst du neben Genesis auch mit Brand X?
Basically with Genesis, I feel that one side or a few sides of me, I can express them, you know, like playing wise, and also gives me the chance to sing, but there's a certain aspect of what I like to do that can't actually be put into Genesis. And really Brand X is part of that outlet, you know.
Du bist ein Schlagzeuger, der zum Sänger wurde. Was gefällt dir nun besser, singen oder Schlagzeug spielen?
Neither. I think really I've got to say that I prefer the drumming, because that is really what I consider myself to be.
Phil Collins, kannst du dir vorstellen, dass Peter Gabriel je zu Genesis zurückkehren wird?
Not as such, no. I mean, I think you couldn't have really got a better friendship between most of us and Peter now. I mean, when he first left the band it was a bit tense, but it's developed into a very close thing, and I work with him as much as I can. And we all get on very well, and I think we're better off apart. I mean, he's doing his own thing very, very nicely, and so are we. But there's a possibility of a collaboration with maybe something to do with the Lamb, which we're thinking of doing next year. But in fact, at the moment, I mean, there would never be any serious talk of rejoining. Maybe we can get together for certain events, but nothing else.
1979 haben Genesis kein Album veröffentlicht und keine Tournee gemacht, obwohl ihr letztes Jahr sowohl bei Konzerten als auch mit euren Platten die totalen Abräumer wart. Gibt es dafür einen bestimmten Grund?
The main reason really is because in 1978 we did quite an extensive amount of touring, and I think everybody was a little bit shattered by that, and I think we did it specifically so we could have some time off this year. And one thing and another, things, although we did intend to do an album this year, plans got changed, and now we're planning to go into the studio in November of this year. And there's been no personal hang-ups in the band at all. I mean, it's not that we didn't get on or anything, it was just really that we just needed a bit of time off so we want to do it again.
Phil Collins, thank you very much.
Okay, das war's für diesmal, liebe Popleser. Auf der nächsten Popschallfolie Verrät euch Blondie-Sängerin Debbie Harry, warum Blondie dieses Jahr nicht mehr auf Tournee nach Deutschland kommen, sowie weitere ganz heiße Blondie-News. Tschüss, wir hören uns.